high desert is a different world after 10 p.m. By 8:30 p.m., it's already a vast, lightless ocean. Interstate 10 is just a rumor of civilization, a ribbon of asphalt cutting through a billion acres of silent, watching scrubland. Out here, 23 miles from the nearest city, the U.S. Border Patrol checkpoint isn't just a part of the road. It's an island of artificial day, a harsh, humming fortress of light in a sea of primal night. Its massive floodlights spill out, turning the asphalt a sickly yellow and the surrounding desert bushes into gnarled, spiky shadows. For the river of tired truckers and late-night travelers, it is the one unblinking eye that every single driver must meet. It is a mandatory stop, a hard line in the sand. On this night, April 2nd, 2023, the air is still and cold, carrying the faint, dusty smell of creosote and diesel. Inside a climate-controlled Border Patrol vehicle, parked in the shadows just before the main inspection lanes, an agent sits and watches. This is the 8:36 p.m. lull. The agent, let's call him Martinez, sips the last of his lukewarm, bitter coffee from a stained steel thermos. His eyes, dry and gritty from a long shift, scan the approaching headlights. Most are predictable. The high, wide-set lights of the 18-wheelers, the smaller, clustered lights of the sedans and minivans. He's seen a million of them. Then he sees something that makes him set the thermos down. His radio crackles. A different agent from a forward observation post. His voice casual, but with a trained edge. 2 Texas tags driving real slow, the voice reports. They're just heading up to the checkpoint now. A white SUV, gray sedan. Martinez's eyes narrow. He sees them. The real slow is a classic tell. It's the overcautious crawl of a driver trying to appear normal. A performance so strained, it screams guilt. The gray sedan, as predicted, rolls through without incident. But the white SUV is wrong. It's a Nissan Rogue, its white paint catching the harsh checkpoint lights, making it glow like a phantom. It slows, and then it just doesn't enter the lane. Martinez leans forward, his hand moving from his coffee cup to the console. The Rogue, instead of pulling up to the waiting agent, cuts its wheels hard to the right. It dips off the clean, paved interstate, its tires crunching onto the dirt and gravel shoulder. "What is he doing?" Martinez mutters. In a move of such calm, calculated audacity, the white SUV simply drives around the entire checkpoint. It passes the bright orange cones, the digital signs, the inspection bays, and the armed agents as if they were nothing more than a minor inconvenience, a cluster of decorations on the side of the road. It doesn't speed, it doesn't fishtail, it just circumvents. 1 second later, 8:37 p.m., the Rogue's tires bite back onto the asphalt of I-10 West, and it merges back into the flow of traffic. Its taillights, a pair of disappearing red eyes. The checkpoint is a hornet's nest. "Just circumvented," Martinez yells into his own mic, his vehicle already in gear, the engine roaring to life. The night, once silent, is instantly and violently torn apart. He slams the button for his emergency equipment. A storm of red and blue light erupts, turning his windshield into a flashing, disorienting kaleidoscope. His siren rips through the air, a high, manic wail that echoes off the distant mesas. The chase is on. The New York tag," he reports, his eyes locked on the white shape ahead. White is a Nissan Rogue. It just drove around the cones. His truck, a heavy, powerful machine, lurches onto the highway. He floors it, expecting the Rogue to do the same. This is the moment they always run. This is the moment the chase hits 100, 110, 120 miles per hour. But the Rogue does not run. Martinez, his heart hammering, his adrenaline surging, closes the gap in seconds, and then he has to slam on his brakes. The Nissan Rogue, now with a Border Patrol unit directly on its tail, its interior lit up like a disco by the flashing lights, is traveling at a steady, unwavering 40 miles per hour. What the hell? Martinez grips the wheel. This is not in the training manual. 40 miles an hour. It's not slow enough to be a mechanical failure, and it's not fast enough to be an escape. It's a message. It's a taunt. It's the most unnerving speed imaginable. 10 to 4. Still westbound? A dispatcher's voice asks, trying to make sense of the new, chaotic dot on their screens. Still westbound. Martinez confirms, his voice tight. He can see the driver, just a dark silhouette, a head and shoulders. Just past the point, a second agent, Agent Miller, has now joined the pursuit, his own vehicle's lights adding to the cacophony, his siren joining the wail. They are a parade of law and order, a deafening, flashing spectacle, all focused on a single white SUV that is steadfastly obeying the speed limit of a residential street. He's only going 40 miles an hour, Martinez radios. The sheer, maddening absurdity of it hanging in the air. Then, a flicker of something new. 8:38 p.m. The Rogue's brake lights tap. A brief, crimson flash. The SUV begins to drift, moving toward the right shoulder. He might be pulling over. Martinez reports, his body tensing. This is it. The confrontation is coming. His mind flashes. A rapid-fire checklist. 2 agents, 1 suspect. Vehicle is a Nissan. Plates are New York. His hand instinctively moves to the cold, familiar grip of his sidearm. He's ready. He's trained for this. Nope, never mind, just went back on. The Rogue, as if it had simply been stretching, eases back into the center of the lane. It's a feint, a psychological jab. The driver isn't stopping. He's playing with them. All right, he's motioning to pull over, Martinez says a moment later, as the driver again seems to indicate he's stopping. But Martinez isn't buying it. This driver is a puppet master, and he's pulling their strings. The radio crackles again. It's the dispatcher. Do you have your overhead and sirens on? The question is a spark on Martinez's raw nerves. Yeah, that's correct, he snaps. The driver isn't deaf. He isn't blind. He's defiant. He is a man so in control, or so deeply broken, that the full screaming force of the U.S. government on his bumper is no more irritating than a fly. And it's about to get worse. Martinez has been running the plates. He's waiting for the why. Is it a stolen car? A federal warrant? A bolo from another state? The dispatcher's voice returns, and it's flat, cold, and hollow. It's coming back with no record, sir. A beat of silence in Martinez's truck, filled only by the whoop-whoop-whoop of the siren he now wants to shut off. No record at this time. No record. The words land like a physical blow. A car with no record. A ghost plate. Martinez's blood runs cold. This isn't a smuggler worried about a few pounds of product. This isn't a driver with a DUI warrant. This is a phantom. A man in a ghost car, leading them on a 40-mile-per-hour chase into the middle of nowhere. The Y just fell into a black hole. The dispatcher, sensing the shift, breaks in. Units in the pursuit, make sure you activate your body camera. Martinez reaches up and taps the button on his chest. A small beep confirms it. Camera activated at a 20:49. He radios the formal military time report, a small piece of order in a situation that is dissolving into chaos. For several more agonizing, surreal minutes, the chase, if it can even be called, that crawls west. It is a low-speed, high-tension procession. Martinez and Miller are in a state of suspended animation. Their engines, built for high-speed intercepts, whining in low gear. The suspect is a dark, unmoving silhouette. The desert outside is a black, rushing void, a spectator to this bizarre, silent standoff on wheels. Then the phantom acts. The Nissan Rogue's turn signal blinks, a single, rhythmic, normal click, totally at odds with the madness of the last 8 minutes. The SUV glides smoothly down the exit ramp for mile marker 116. He's leaving the interstate. He's voluntarily leaving the high-speed escape route. He's exiting mile marker 116, Martinez reports, taking the frontage road. This is a tactical escalation. The frontage road is darker, rougher, more isolated. It's a place with fewer witnesses and more places to hide. The agents follow, their heavy-duty trucks lurching as their tires leave the smooth highway and bite into the older, cracked pavement. The world is suddenly smaller, more claustrophobic. The floodlights of the interstate are gone, and the only illumination now comes from their own headlights, cutting desperate, narrow tunnels into the night. They are being drawn deeper into the dark. A third set of headlights appears in Martinez's rearview mirror. The third agent, joining from the west, has arrived. They are 3-1. The odds feel better, but the situation feels worse. They've been on the frontage road for less than a minute. The Rogue is still ahead, its taillights a beacon in the gloom. Martinez is thinking, what's his next move? A U-turn? A blockade? The driver's next move is one no one could have predicted. At 8:44 p.m., with no warning, no signal, no brake lights, the white SUV wrenches its wheel hard to the right. It leaves the frontage road, the last piece of defined pavement, and plummets into the open desert. It crashes onto a dirt path, a track so small and dark it's barely visible. County Road C1. It's a road to nowhere. The Rogue's taillights are now just a faint red glow, already being swallowed by a massive cloud of its own dust. The 3 Border Patrol trucks skid to a stop at the threshold, their headlights illuminating a scene of pure, desolate dread. This is no longer a pursuit. This is an ambush. This is a confrontation. The man in the phantom car has just led 3 federal agents, miles from any highway, miles from any backup, to a battlefield of his own choosing. The air in Martinez's cab is thick and still. He looks at Miller in the truck beside him. He sees his own wide, grim eyes reflected in the glass. The radio is silent. The night is silent. The only sound is the idling of their engines and the pounding of their own blood in their ears. The phantom has stopped. He's out there, in the dark, in the dust, and he is waiting. Martinez takes a deep breath. He puts the truck in gear. The tires spin. catch, and the heavy vehicle lurches forward, leaving the known world behind. The hunt is over. The trap has been sprung, and he and his partners have just walked right into it. The Nissan Rogue, the phantom car, is finally still. Agent Miller, in a brilliant, instinctive tactical maneuver, has cut in front, his truck angled sharply, pinning the Rogue's front left quarter panel. Martinez, simultaneously, has angled his own truck in from the rear, locking the suspect's back right. It's a classic V-block, a textbook pinch maneuver. The suspect has nowhere to go, no forward, no reverse. He is trapped. The 8-minute-long, 40-mile-per-hour psychological game is over. Or so it seems. The dust cloud is a living thing, a swirling, opaque curtain that rolls over the scene. It's illuminated from within by the chaotic, clashing strobes of red, blue, and white. The lights are a frantic, silent scream in the darkness. They flash, they spin, they cut, turning the scene into a disorienting, hellish tableau. The air is instantly thick with the taste of pulverized earth, a dry, gritty film that coats Martinez's tongue and stings his eyes. He doesn't wait. He doesn't think. He acts. His door is thrown open before the truck has finished rocking on its suspension. His left foot hits the ground, and the transition from driver to hunter is instantaneous. The world outside the cab is a shock to the system. The cold night air hits his face, a stark contrast to the recycled, climate-controlled air of his truck. His ears, no longer protected by the cab, are assaulted by the maddening, asynchronous wail of 3 different sirens. He hits the button on his belt, and his own siren dies with a choked wub. Silence is a weapon. He wants the suspect to hear his voice, and only his voice. Hands now. The command is not a request. It is a primal roar, a sonic blast ripped from his diaphragm, designed to shatter the suspect's resolve, to bypass his brain, and to trigger a universal, instinctive reaction of surrender. He is moving, his body low, his weapon still holstered for now. His maglite, a heavy, foot-long cylinder of black anodized aluminum, is in his left hand, its beam a blinding white spear that stabs through the dust and into the rear window of the Rogue. Hands, hands, hands now. He sees nothing. The windows are tinted, dark and reflective. His powerful beam, a 1,000-lumen blade, seems to just bounce off, reflecting his own strained, furious face. He can't see inside. He has no idea who or what is in that car. Is it one man? Is it 5? Are they armed? Is a rifle barrel already being leveled at him from the blackness? He's at the rear passenger door. Agent Miller is a frantic shape of motion on the other side, moving to the front. The third agent, the one who joined last, is taking the 6 o'clock position, his headlights pinning the scene, his rifle likely already out. Hands now. Let me see your hands. Martinez yells again. He grabs the rear door handle. It's a solid, practical piece of plastic. He yanks it. Locked, the metallic thunk of the locked mechanism is a slap in the face. It's a conscious, deliberate act of non-compliance. His training flashes through his mind. The back door is a kill zone. He needs to get to the driver. He needs to break the brain of the car. Get the fuck out, he bellows, his voice now raw, the dust and the adrenaline searing his throat. Open the door, Martinez screams, his face inches from the glass. He can smell the Rogue's hot, overworked engine. He can feel the heat radiating from its hood. Open the door. Get the fuck out, right now. He smashes the butt of his heavy flashlight against the glass. A dull, unsatisfying thud. It's not a break, it's a knock. A knock on the devil's door. Inside, the silhouette is preternaturally still. It hasn't moved. It hasn't flinched. It hasn't looked left or right. It's just a dark, stubborn shape of a head and shoulders, facing forward, as if calmly waiting for a red light to turn green. This stillness is the most terrifying thing Martinez has ever seen. It's not fear. It's not panic. It is patience. The man in the phantom car is waiting. A new, cold dread, sharper than the desert air, washes over Martinez. This isn't a trafficker. This isn't a scared migrant. This is a confrontation that has been staged. The 40 mph chase, the exit to the frontage road, the plunge onto this dark, isolated county road, the ghost plates. It was all a script, a breadcrumb trail, and they had followed it like fools. This man wanted them here. "Watch out," Miller yells from the other side, his voice a tight, high-pitched strain. He's seen something. Or maybe he's just feeling the same icy dread as Martinez. The third agent, the rifleman, is now shouting, "Break it! Break the glass!" This is the escalation. The time for requests is over. Martinez shifts his grip on the flashlight. He's preparing to shatter the window, to breach the cabin, to face the unknown horror inside. He plants his feet in the loose dirt, bends his knees, and tenses his arm for the powerful, arcing swing that will end this. In that half-second, the moment of absolute, focused intention, the ghost in the machine makes his move. It's not the sudden, panicked whine of a car trying to start. The engine is already on. It's the deep, guttural, angry roar of an engine going from idle to wide-open throttle. The Rogue's V6 screams. Roar. The sound is a physical shock. The white SUV, which was so perfectly, so textbook pinned, lurches. The driver, in a move of impossible, suicidal confidence, has cranked the wheel hard to the left and stomped the accelerator. Martinez sees the front left tire, inches from Miller's truck, digging into the dirt, clawing for traction, spitting a rooster tail of gravel and rock. The entire body of the Rogue shudders and flexes under the torque. It's a rabid animal, chewing at the steel trap holding it. It's not a trap, it's a gap. Martinez, in his horror, now sees what the driver had seen all along. The V-block was not perfect. The angle of his own truck, he'd left a gap, a small 3-foot, maybe 4-foot sliver of an opening between the front of his patrol truck and the rear of the Rogue. It was a space no sane person would ever try to drive through. It was an opening that existed only in theory. But this man is not sane. The Rogue's engine screams at its red line. The tires find purchase. With a violent bang, the rear of the Rogue impacts the heavy-duty push bar on the front of Martinez's truck. The sound of metal on metal is a deafening, sickening crunch. But the push bar, designed for exactly this, acts as a pivot. The Rogue pirouettes. It spins on its own axis, the front end clear of Miller's truck, the back end glancing off Martinez's. It's a move of impossible physics and sheer maniacal will. And just like that, it's free. "No!" Martinez screams. The word useless, stolen by the wind. He's standing, flat-footed, In a cloud of dust and exhaust fumes, his flashlight now illuminating nothing but the two disappearing taillights of the Nissan Rogue. He has been outmaneuvered, outthought. He has been played. A hot, white-hot, furious rage, so pure it almost makes him dizzy, eclipses the fear. He's sprinting. He's not even consciously aware of his own legs moving. He's just sprinting, his feet digging into the dirt, his body screaming. Back to the truck, back to the truck, back to the truck. He throws himself into the driver's seat, the door slamming shut, his hand already grabbing the radio mic. He's got to get the report out. He's got to warn the others. But his voice, when it comes, is not the calm, professional voice of a federal agent. It's the strained, breathless, humiliated gasp of a man who has just had the rug pulled out from under him. "All right," he pants, his lungs burning. Vehicle was stopped, temporarily blocked. He can barely get the words out. Driver was ordered out. He refused, drove around my vehicle. He slams the truck into gear. The tires spin, they catch, and the 6,000-pound patrol vehicle lunges forward, back into the chase. The world once again narrows to the two mocking red taillights ahead, already pulling away, already being consumed by the dust cloud. The humiliation is a physical taste, coppery and sour, like old pennies and stomach acid. This isn't just a suspect anymore. This is a personal affront. This is an entity that has looked 3 armed agents in the eye, sat patiently in their trap, and then casually, almost lazily, escaped. And then, the final, crushing, soul-destroying insult. Martinez's eyes, still watery from the dust, lock onto his speedometer. His own needle is climbing. 25, 30, 35, and he's gaining on the Rogue. The suspect, after that display of pure God-tier driving, has slowed down. The radio confirms it. He's now continuing back eastbound on the same road. The rage in Martinez's chest collapses, replaced by a cold, heavy, sinking stone of dread. This is not a man. This is a monster. This is a boogeyman. This is a creature from a horror story that is, impossibly, playing out on a dark, lonely road in the middle of the New Mexico desert. He has been dismissed. The game isn't over. The ghost in the machine hasn't fled the board. He has simply reset the pieces. He is still luring them. And Martinez, his heart now a cold, hard knot in his chest, follows. He has no choice. He is no longer an agent of the law, a hunter in pursuit. He is a piece on the board, being pulled by an invisible string, deeper and deeper into a night that has just proven it is far smarter and far more patient than he is. The chase is back on, but it is no longer a chase. It is an appointment, and the driver of the phantom car has just confirmed he will be the one to decide when and where it happens. The humiliation of the first failed stop is a physical thing, a hot, coppery taste in Agent Martinez's mouth. He is no longer a federal agent in a high-speed intercept. He is a parade float, being led by a lunatic at a pace that is so slow, so deliberate. It is more aggressive than a 100 mile-per-hour flight, 32 miles an hour. The speed is a psychological weapon. It's the speed of a funeral procession. It's the speed of a man who not only knows they are behind him, but wants them there. It's a speed that says, I am in control. You are not a threat. You are my guests. You are free to leave when I say so. Inside Martinez's truck, the silence is a high-pitched scream. The only sounds are the rhythmic wub-wub-wub of his own siren, which he now despises, and the low, frustrated growl of a V8 engine forced to crawl in second gear. The massive, heavy-duty transmission, built for ramming and pursuit, whines in protest. Every fiber of the machine, like the man driving it, wants to go, but there is nowhere to go. The white Nissan Rogue, a glowing, ghostly shape in the dust ahead, is a perfect, unattainable target. Its taillights are two mocking, red eyes. They don't waver, they don't flicker, they just glide, serene and steady, through the impenetrable blackness of County Road C1. Martinez's knuckles are white on the steering wheel. His tactical vest, a 30-pound shell of Kevlar, and loaded magazines, suddenly feels like a coffin. He's hot, he's angry, and he's deeply, profoundly unsettled. This guy is playing with us. Agent Miller's voice crackles over the radio, a needless confirmation of what they all feel. He's not playing, Martinez mutters to himself, his eyes boring a hole into the white SUV. He's summoning. He's been lured off the interstate, a 10 mile-an-hour drop. He's been lured off the frontage road, a 15 mile-per-hour drop. And now, after the complete and utter failure of the V-block, he's been lured into a second chase at 32 miles an hour. It's a de-escalation of speed that feels like a massive escalation of intent. The suspect is slowing them down, drawing them in, pulling them deeper into his world. A world with no lights, no laws, and no witnesses. Where's this going? The third agent, Riker, radios from the rear. He's the Overwatch, the rifleman, the one with the long-range perspective. But out here, in the dark, long range is 50 feet. Before Martinez can even formulate a guess, the red eyes ahead of him bloom. They don't just tap, they ignite. The Rogue's brake lights flash, a sudden, blinding wall of crimson that illuminates the roiling, tangent-colored dust cloud. This is not a gentle slowdown. This is a full, locking, hard skid stop. The Rogue's body dips hard on its suspension. The tires dig into the dirt road. The SUV, in a final, abrupt act, comes to a dead halt. Martinez reacts, his own foot slamming the brake. A lifetime of training, screaming, ambush, ambush, ambush. His heavy truck protests, the anti-lock brakes chattering as it fights the loose gravel. The vehicle skids, its nose dipping, and comes to a stop just yards from the Rogue. The world instantly dissolving into an opaque, impenetrable wall of dust. It's like a whiteout in the desert. He can see nothing. The radio, in a split second, confirms his worst fear. Vehicle stopping, drivers bailing out. The words are a gunshot. The thud of the Rogue's car door slamming shut is a muffled, dull punctuation mark in the chaos. He's out. The ghost is out of the machine. Martinez's mind, which has been in a state of high alert, low-speed frustration, shatters into a million crystal-sharp shards of pure, focused action. There is no plan. There is no V-block. There is no more lure. There is only the man. He doesn't put the truck in park. He doesn't turn off the engine. His own door is flying open, while the truck is still rocking to a stop. He's not bailing out. He's launching. His boot hits the ground. The cold hits him first, a sharp, sterile slap of night air. Then the sound, the high-pitched electronic wail of the sirens, now outside, unprotected by glass, is a physical, disorienting force. It's everywhere, It's inside his skull. Then the dust. It's not just in the air, it's a presence. It's in his mouth. It's in his nose. It's in his eyes, his vision already compromised. He slams his own door, the sound a heavy ka-chunk that seems to anchor him to the hostile earth. His world, which was a 360-degree, climate-controlled cabin, has just shrunk to the one, bouncing, frantic, 8-foot circle of light cast by his flashlight. He's running. The ground is a treacherous, unseen enemy. It's not flat. It's a minefield of loose rock. His bodycam, a silent, unblinking eye, captures the sheer, violent chaos of the moment. The world is a blur of lurching shadows. His own flashlight beam a frantic, slashing, useless thing. It illuminates a clump of creosote, then a patch of dirt, then the dark, empty sky. His breath is the only sound he can hear, a ragged, sawing gasp that is already burning in his lungs. Ha, ha, ha. It's the sound of a man running in 30 pounds of gear. The thud, thud, thud of his boots on the hard-packed dirt is a desperate drumbeat. The heavy gear on his vest-loaded magazines, radio, taser, cuffs, slaps against his ribs with every single jarring step. This is not a pursuit. This is a blind, terrifying charge into the unknown. His internal monologue is a one-word prayer. Where did he cut left? Is he hiding behind that black, gnarled bush, his hand already on a trigger? Did he cut right? Is he flanking them? Is this it? Is this the moment the ambush is sprung? He has lost all visual contact. He is running, effectively blind, into a kill zone of the suspect's own design. He's faster than Miller, who is just a few yards behind. His own beam, a secondary, chaotic light. Riker is back with the trucks, with the rifle. But what good is a rifle against a ghost in a dust cloud? Hey, Martinez roars, his voice choked with dust and exertion. It's not a command, it's a sound, grenade, a desperate attempt to make the darkness react. Get on the ground. He runs another 10 yards, another 15. The air is clearing slightly. The dust from the cars is settling. He's ahead of it now. And then his flashlight beam catches him. Martinez's heart stops. It doesn't just stutter. It stops. The man is not running. He is not hiding. He is not scrambling for cover. He is walking. There, 50 feet ahead, illuminated in the stark, white-hot circle of the flashlight, is the suspect. He's a figure in a white t-shirt, which glows an eerie, spectral white in the beam, and dark blue jeans. He is walking away from them, down the center of the dirt track, with a slow, casual, unhurried pace. It's a Sunday stroll. It's the gait of a man walking his dog, not a fugitive, being chased by 3 armed federal agents. This single, impossible image is more terrifying than 100 muzzle flashes. The sheer, unadulterated arrogance of it, the disrespect, the power. The man has not bailed out. He has simply decided to walk. Martinez skids to a stop, his boots digging up the dirt. Miller stops beside him. They are now in a new, even more surreal kind of chase. They are 2 men, breathing hard, their hearts trying to hammer their way out of their chests, standing and staring at a man who is calmly walking away. "Hey!" Martinez screams again, and this time his voice is a different, higher pitch. It's the sound of his entire worldview being shattered. The command voice is gone, replaced by a sound that is dangerously close to panic. Get on the ground. The walking man does not break stride. Get on the fucking ground! Miller screams, his own voice cracking. The two agents are now forced to run to catch up to a walking man. They close the distance, their beams painting him, converging on his back. And now, in the combined, brighter light, they see it. The object in his right hand. It's not a gun. It's not a knife. It's a thing. A long, dark, heavy shape. A piece of wood, maybe. A club. A pipe. In the frantic, bouncing light, it's a void, an anti-light, a solid, 3-foot-long shadow of pure, malicious intent. The entire situation recalibrates. This is not a man fleeing. This is a man armed. He's not a ghost. He's a gladiator. Get on the ground, Martinez screams, his hand instinctively dropping from his flashlight to the retention hood of his holster. I will fucking shoot you. This is the ultimate command. The final line in the sand. A threat of lethal, state-sanctioned violence. The walking man, in response to this threat, does not stop. He does not turn. He does not put his hands up. He keeps walking. This is the breaking point. This is the moment the script has been thrown into the fire. The man is not just non-compliant. He is in a different reality. A reality where their guns, their badges, their sirens are all just noise. He is so far outside their context that he has, in effect, rendered them powerless. Martinez can't shoot a man in the back for walking. He can't not stop him. He is trapped in a tactical, moral, and psychological nightmare. He's about to yell again, to say something, anything, to break this horrifying spell, when a new voice cuts through the night. It's Riker, the rifleman. He's moved up, fast and silent, taking an overwatch position on a small berm to their left. I got him with the rifle, Riker's voice says, calm, professional, and deadly. I got him. He is covered. The relief is so sudden, so total, that Martinez almost sags. Lethal overwatch is on. The balance of power has shifted. They are no longer two panicked men chasing a monster. They are a team. Martinez's own hand is now on his pistol. The snap of the retention hood. The smooth, familiar schling of the weapon clearing the holster. He brings it up, his flashlight in his other hand, a perfect, trained, two-handed stance. Miller has done the same. The suspect is now painted by 3 flashlight beams, held in the crosshairs of a high-powered rifle, and being aimed at by 2 different pistols. He is, by any definition, caught, and he continues to walk. Drop the weapon, Martinez orders. His voice is different now. The panic is gone. The rage is gone. This is no longer a chase. This is the cold, hard, terrifying beginning of the end. And the man in the white shirt, still walking, still holding his club, is forcing them all to ask a question that no one wants to answer. What, exactly, is he walking towards? The scene is frozen in a terrible, high-stakes tableau, and the only light comes from the frantic, clashing beams of their flashlights. The air is cold, but the 3 agents are sweating. The suspect is not. He is the center of their universe, a walking, breathing, 50-foot problem with no solution. He is armed, he is defiant, and he is in complete, terrifying control. Agent Martinez has his pistol out. It's a 9 mm, a state-of-the-art, polymer-framed instrument of perfect lethal efficiency. He's got a sight picture. The 2 white dots of his rear sight are bracketing the luminous green dot of his front. That green dot is resting perfectly on the center mass of the white t-shirt ahead of him. This is the moment. He could end it. A single 1-pound pull of the trigger. A times thwack times of the primer. A times crack times of the muzzle. And this entire, insane, reality-bending nightmare would be over. The man would fall. The threat would be neutralized. The paperwork would begin. He can't do it. He cannot, in accordance with the law, in accordance with his conscience, shoot a man in the back, walking, and the suspect knows this is the new, horrific game. The man in the white shirt, holding his wooden club like a walking stick, has just checkmated their most powerful weapon. He has rendered their guns useless by simply not being a big enough threat to shoot and too big a threat to leave. "Drop the weapon," Martinez yells again, and the words sound hollow, pathetic, a child's plea. "Take him down." Agent Miller growls from his right. Miller is a flame with adrenaline, his own pistol up, his body tensed into a low, aggressive crouch. He's a coiled spring, and the suspect is the one with his thumb on the release. Martinez sees the danger in his partner's eyes. Miller is looking for a go signal. "Hey, put your gun away," Martinez says. Miller, stunned, glances at him. "What? Put it away." He's not. "This isn't a gun problem," Martinez says, his mind racing. He keeps his own weapon up. "This is something else. Put it away. Get your baton." The radio crackles in Martinez's ear. A cold, emotionless voice that cuts through the tension. It's Riker, the rifleman, who has silently repositioned himself on a small berm to their left. He has a perfect, elevated vantage point. "I got him with the rifle," Riker's voice states, a simple, deadly fact. "He is covered. I have the head." A cold, electric shock runs down Martinez's spine. Riker is not aiming. Riker has the head. A 5.56 round traveling at 3,000 feet per second is just waiting for a single word. The entire situation is balanced on the razor's edge of a single radio transmission. "Do not fire, Riker." Martinez breathes. "Hold your cover. Take him down now," Miller insists, furious. He holsters his pistol, but his hand doesn't leave the grip. The suspect, as if sensing their internal conflict, does the one thing that will break their tactical cohesion. He glances back. It's not a full turn. It's a slight, knowing, over-the-shoulder look. He's smiling. Or maybe Martinez is just imagining it. The man's pace doesn't falter. He just checks to make sure his audience is still with him. "Hey, hey, hey," Martinez says. The words instinctive, useless. The man in the white shirt has just, with a simple look, confirmed who is in charge. The agents are walking too. A forced 10-foot distance escort. Their boots, heavy and tactical, are loud in the gravel. The suspect's feet, in contrast, seem to make no sound. "You got a taser?" Martinez asks, his voice low, directed at Miller. He's cycling through the use of force ladder in his head. "Too far," Miller spits, the frustration dripping from his voice. He's maintaining the 20-foot line. Look at him. He's 25 feet, minimum. My barbs will never reach. Martinez looks. Miller is right. The man is keeping a perfect, calculated, less lethal proof distance. "I got spray," Martinez says. He feels the small 12-ounce can on his vest. Pepper spray for this, for the ghost. The wind isn't even in their favor. He'd be more likely to spray himself. Tase him, Miller suddenly yells. He's unholstering and reholstering his taser, a frantic, repetitive motion, as if the sound will be enough. He's out of range. Martinez snaps. The suspect, as if in response to the word tase, stops. He turns, not just his head, but his whole body, his side facing them, a full profile. He's not tall, he's not short, he's just a man. He holds the club, not in a priori, aggressive stance, but casually, down by his side, like a scepter. Hey, hey, Martinez says, his gun still up. His world now shrunk to this one defiant man. This is the new standoff. The walking has stopped. Martinez's mind is on fire. This isn't working. This isn't working. The tactical playbook is shredded. The suspect has defied the car stop. He has defied the foot chase. He is now defying the standoff. The warrior side of his training has failed. Now, the guardian side must try to find a key. He has to change the script. He has to break the spell. He lowers his pistol. Just a few inches. A sign of something. Not surrender, but not aggression. Hey, dude, drop it, drop it. His voice is different. The command is gone. The anger is gone. This is a plea. This is a man-to-man request. The suspect, in response, turns his back to them and resumes his slow, impossible, steady walk into the darkness. Martinez feels a snap in his own brain. A small, critical wire has just broken. This man is not just non-compliant. He's not just suicidal. He is, in a way, Martinez has no training for. He is in a world of one. In a last, desperate Hail Mary of de-escalation, Martinez says the words that admit his own total and complete defeat. Is there anything I can say to get you to drop the stick? It's the sound of a man who has completely lost control of the encounter. It's the sound of a federal agent, armed to the teeth, his rifle overwatch just a whisper away from ending this. The suspect, who is still walking, answers him. The voice is not a shout, it's not a growl. It is a calm, flat, single-note statement of fact. No, I'm walking. The words hang in the cold, black air. No, I'm walking. It's a rejection of their reality, their laws, their guns. This man, this ghost, has just refused to be a part of their world. He is a sovereign nation of one, and he is walking through their territory. Martinez, now desperate, tries a new tactic. Humanize him. Find a name. Hey, can you tell me your name, man? He yells. The suspect is on him. He's too fast. His right arm, the one with the heavy wooden club, is a dark blur, a trebuchet, a piston of pure, murderous rage. It comes up and down. Thwack. The sound. It's not a crack. It's a low, wet thwack. It's the sound of a baseball bat hitting a side of beef. It's the sound of the club connecting hard with Miller's forearm, the same arm that holds the baton. The force is so brutal that Martinez sees the baton, a 26-inch rod of solid steel, go flying, spinning end over end into the darkness. Miller lets out a sound. It's not a yell. It's a high-pitched, involuntary grunt. The sound of a man's breath being punched out of his body. The sound of a bone that may have just snapped. He stumbles. He falls backward. He is on the ground. And the suspect is on top of him. He has not stopped. The swing was just the first move. There is no more thought. There is no more de-escalation. There is no more law. There is only the reptile brain. He is killing Miller. Crack. Riker's rifle. A single, deafening, high-velocity snap that is the sound of God's own self slamming a door. Crack, crack, crack. Martinez's pistol. He doesn't remember pulling the trigger. His arm is just working. It's a machine. He's just firing. He's just pumping rounds into the white t-shirt, which is still impossibly on top of Miller. Crack, crack. Miller's gun. Miller, on his back, his arm broken, has somehow, in that microsecond, redrawn his pistol and is firing point blank up into the mass of the man who is trying to stab him. And then, silence. The man, his white t-shirt, now a dark, blossoming crimson stain, is thrown backward, not by one bullet, but by the wave of kinetic energy. He is a puppet, all his strings cut at once. He collapses onto the hard, unforgiving dirt. He is still. I thought he was going to hit your head, man, Riker says, his voice the first he's spoken, other than the radio. His voice a child's, his mind replaying the image of the blade high in the air. Miller, his arm now held tight to his chest, his face white as a sheet, his body pumped full of so much adrenaline he can't even feel the broken bone, looks at them. He had a knife. He put it in his pocket, Miller says, his voice a strange, academic, reporting tone. But when he got on top of you, I didn't know if he was going to stab you. No, it was in his hand, Martinez says. I saw it. Miller, wincing, looks down at the baton, now lying 10 feet away in the grass. He looks at his own, throbbing purple-black arm. He looks at the body. Yeah, he says, his voice a quiet, breathless, final, and absolutely terrifying realization. Luckily, I had my baton out, dude.